Good afternoon and welcome to this 6 Seconds Europe Emotional Intelligence LinkedIn Live. If you are joining us online, we welcome you. And if you are live, please add your comments. My name is David Corcoran and I am the EQ Business Advisor of 6 Seconds Europe. And today it is my pleasure to introduce one of our very special guests from our network, Erdem Ercan. He is a master almost a MCC, currently a PCC, but a coach, trainer, consultant, and also one of our 6 Seconds preferred partners. So Erdem, welcome to this LinkedIn Live.
Thanks so much for this valuable invitation for me. I'm very proud of being here. And for almost 8 years, I have first met 6 Seconds and joined the first certification. Almost 8 years time. It was a great pleasure for me to be a part of this great organization.
Thank you. And so I didn't tell everyone, you're based in Turkey, if I understand.
Yes, I'm based in Turkey. Let me briefly express myself. I graduated from Middle East Technical University, Department of Business Administration. Worked in sales and marketing functions at 3 different companies, in total 12 years. Then I started my journey in coaching field. And after becoming a coach from Adler School, I founded Hayatin Ritmi, which means the rhythm of life in Turkey. And my company is now preferred partner of 6 Seconds. And also we have partnerships with CMOE and Solution Academy. And now I am a trainer. I'm very proud of being a coach and trainer and consultant. And I'm speaking sometimes, also a speaker, with over 2,205 hours in coaching. So I'm very nearly to be an MCC, as you mentioned. Thank you. But I have a road to go.
Good.
But I am doing that, and I will. I hope I will in the next year time.
Yeah.
So I'm PCC, and from the EMCC, European and Mentoring Council. It's a senior practitioner. It's called. I have also graduated from many 6 Seconds certification programs. As you know, 6 Seconds serve great programs, great certification programs. I have done a assessor, practitioner, advanced practitioner, facilitator, inside people management. Like these, I think 8 certification programs. Some of them I did twice because I want to renew them, renew my knowledge, renew my experience on this. So some of them 2, some of them 3. And I really recommend everyone who is now following us to attend these certification programs.
Wonderful.
And I'm also in body language and micro expressions expertise. I also use in my coaching and trainings. Almost more than, I think, 5,000 hours in training business.
Wow.
1,300 over these in consultancy, and more than 50, I think, hours in speaking business.
Okay.
So,
wow, that's
me.
Certainly a resume. Wow.
Well, one thing in a magazinial site, I am very keen on dancing. I am a tango dancer, folkloric dances, and I have designed an program, workshop, tango and coaching, and blend my coaching experience and tango experience. This is ICF approved and CCE credential workshop, which I run this program in Budapest, in London, and in Istanbul. And I love dancing and combining my experiences in a bowl and serve it to
We
people.
might have to ask you to come to Vienna, where I am. That would be a
Yeah,
one,
it would be great.
very much a dance city with
Yes.
balls and all sorts of things. That's really amazing. Wow. So, I mean, Erdem, for those who are less familiar with you, you can hear from Erdem already an amazing resume and journey, as he said. And I want to really focus in. Thank you for sharing today's topic, Erdem, which is really about renewal and change. And what does it mean to you? And I already hear from you that it meant that with several of our 6 second certifications, you've done them a few times. But just
Yeah.
backing up just a little bit, maybe somebody's watching and thinks, oh, he said preferred partner. What does preferred partner, just so that others are watching, what does preferred partner mean with your relationship with 6 seconds?
Yeah. I think 7 years passed since we um, agreed on being a preferred partner, as 6 seconds accept us as a preferred partner,
Mhm.
because the name is coming from 6 seconds is preferring the partners, and it's called preferred partner.
Mhm.
Uh, eight almost next year, I hope we will be the step in the 8th year. In
Mhm.
these 7 years, preferred partner means for me
Mhm.
is to share the philosophy, the vision, and to go along with it.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love the vision of 6 seconds, which is practicing people,
Mhm.
make people practice
Mhm.
emotional intelligence to
Mhm.
make the world a better place to live.
Yeah.
So we are working for touching 1 billion people
Mm.
who practice emotional intelligence to
Yeah.
become uh, to to make our world more peaceful, more trustworthy,
Mm.
and more collaborative, more empathic,
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
So I'm working for this. At the for the vision at the top line is that. So for
Mm.
me, as a preferred partner, it means for me to go along with this vision. So what we have done along this journey, we have translated all the assessments.
Mhm.
We have translated the leadership, the Herd of Leadership book,
Mhm.
to reach people who wants to read this in Turkish.
Yes.
Some of the tools to also to cover them, to make them easy for them, easy to practice emotional intelligence.
Mhm. Mhm.
Books, assessments, articles,
Okay.
and as you know, 6 seconds serve EQ cafes, which is uh, free people who wants to practice. And so we serve uh, emotional intelligence EQ cafes
Mhm.
in Turkey in
Mhm.
Turkish.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's it. So,
Good.
and the other side,
Yeah.
of course, we use the tools as our profit maximization way
Yeah.
of doing our business, for sure.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that, Adam. I think it's great that our listeners, whether they're watching now or watching later, really understand the impact that being a preferred partner can make on you and your business and your growing of EQ in Turkey. And it's amazing to hear of that work that you've done. And also
Thank
to coming to today's topic of renewal and change, you mentioned, we're going to renew for another year, an 8th year.
you.
So really, you've seen some changes, I'm sure, over time. But what do the words renewal and change
Yeah.
mean to you, Adam?
Renewal, in my opinion, means updating our resources with conscious awareness and
Hmm.
moving them forward.
Hmm.
In an every changing environment, we need to rearrange our knowledge and experience according to these new conditions.
Hmm.
Renewal means that for me.
Hmm.
And as you know, in 6 seconds, there are dozens of certification programs, as I mentioned before,
Mm.
as I did like in my life journey.
Yes.
Uh, Also, this is important for these certification renewals to to understand the change and to adapt these new conditions,
Hmm.
also to refresh our
Mm.
minds
Yes.
and knowledge and experience. This is
Yeah.
very important,
Yes.
really very important.
Yeah, and that's really why I thought this would be timely as we come into towards the end of November into December, where we have the change of calendar year, the Western calendar to 2023. A good time to think about renewal
Yeah,
and how we approach this next stage.
yeah,
Depending on where we are, there are certain festivities and a bit of downtime around the world for various reasons. And so, considering what are we doing and how are we doing that as well. So we've mentioned, you're going to say, yeah?
yeah. About your question about the change, I would like to say something about it also. Change means for me the capacity to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Life is changing. Life is changing in these last descents, highly, rapidly. We are in a change environment. So,
Mm-hmm.
in order to experience this, to adapt, the capacity to adapt change, it's important for us to be more aware of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
what I am doing, what I am feeling, what I'm thinking. Is really important to be aware of those,
Mm-hmm.
and then aware of our surroundings, our environment, what's changing, what's happening
Mm-hmm.
outside my internal circle in the
Mm-hmm.
world. And then we need to be conscious about our choices and be more purposeful. And I can uh, very confidently can say that EQ is the key to
Mm-hmm.
adapt the change.
Wonderful, and really, we're on the same page there. I love that already using our aware, intention, and purpose. I hear also in your words. Thank you for that. So, thinking more about the assessments, the different
Yeah,
assessments that leaders can partake in, whether it's a say leadership report or brain brief profiles. How can assessments, in particular with 6 seconds, help leaders to renew their focus, for instance?
yeah. Um, First of all, as I mentioned, um, me and my team translated the assessments, and this gives us a really deep knowledge
Hmm.
and strong strength about the philosophy under the assessments.
Hmm.
I have used these assessments more than especially the leadership report. I love it. The
Hmm.
vital signs, the leadership vital signs, brain brief profile, brain
Hmm.
discovery profile,
Hmm.
more than 500 people, coaches, participants,
Hmm.
and what I um, what I realized, we are at 6 seconds
Hmm.
renew the formats,
Hmm.
sometimes the information according to the change.
Yep.
So we, as the users of these assessments, we needed to uh, renew our knowledge and experience. First thing that I would like to mention here is that who use these assessments needs needs to renew their knowledge and
Hmm.
expertise and experience on these assessments because it's changing and we need to be adapt to that change. One
Hmm.
thing, and the other one for the clients, for our customer side, what they get from these assessments,
Hmm.
what's their gain from that.
Mm.
Uh, I can easily, please, I would like to share
Mm.
something that I heard from my journey
Hmm.
uh, on this side. Let me find the words, especially their words that I heard.
Hmm.
Um, Let me share this. Yeah, here. First of all, people view these assessments tell me that what is written here in the assessments so concrete and fitting me.
Mm.
The first major thing that I heard since I started to use these assessments, eye-opening, encouragement to think about myself, show me where I should focus, what are my strengths and rooms for improvement, well organized and simple. These
Mhm.
are the sentence I have heard several times in
Mhm.
my coaching sessions, in team coaching and executive coaching
Mhm.
sessions. So one thing here, change for, in my opinion, change happens when we accept who we are. So
Mhm.
these assessments, first of all, uh, really underline this
Mhm.
sentence, beautiful sentence. This is not my sentence, but this is the sentence that I really, this quote is really, I'm very, very feel and find myself in
Mhm.
that sentence. So these assessments help that further uh, simply see where to develop and
Mhm.
kindly highlighted some clues
Mhm.
how to do it. So first of all, assessments show us where we are
Mhm.
and help to and encourage to think
Mhm.
where you want to go and
Mm.
and serve some clues how you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And many times my clients tell me this is very well structured.
Mhm.
So in normal coaching, when nobody use this kind of tools,
Mhm.
I can lose myself
Mm.
where I want to go. But these tools help me, these assessments help me to
Mhm.
understand and move in
Mm.
a well structured way.
Okay.
This is very important.
I like that. And if we break that word renew down, if we say it's not new, but it's to read when we redo something, we make
Mm.
it, as you said, further going on our journey, being able to see the direction and where
Yeah,
we want to go. That's
yeah,
really great. Yeah, thank you. So we guess leaders can really understand then where am I at, what are my challenges, and where do I want to go
yeah,
forward in that process. And as you said,
yeah,
then so these tools a part of your coaching process. It's not just
yeah.
the tool; it's the tool plus the coaching that leads towards the change as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
as a coach, that's great. And we were chatting obviously beforehand too. We have also at 6 Seconds many different products and tools, things
yeah.
like the TFA cards, the coaching card. So I'd love to ask you about some of those tools. That what are your favorites that you like to use in terms of renewal and change with your coachees?
Yeah, I have some tools here. My best one. I would like to start from my best one,
Mhm,
and the second one as well. TFA cards,
mhm,
the think, feel, and act cards.
mhm,
These cards this is really amazing.
mhm,
Mm, Whenever I use these cards, my clients, one of my clients once said, um, uh, she was she told me that she was stuck at a point and she couldn't come over this.
mhm,
When we use these TFA cards in our
mhm.
coaching session, she told me that now I got the point. I
Right.
really got the point.
Yeah.
Then she reorganized herself
Mhm,
and she chose to talk her manager again,
mhm.
but in a new pathway.
Mm,
She went and talked,
okay.
and then 1 month or 1.5 months later, in one of our next sessions,
Mhm.
she told me, "Wow, I had a great news for you, Erdem. Thanks so much for this incredible experience with the FA cards. After that, as
Yeah.
you know, I talked with my manager.
Mhm.
Now I got the promotion, and now I am preparing to move to London for my new role. Now
Wow.
she's in London
Okay.
in her new role.
Yeah.
So
A big change.
sometimes big change.
Big change.
Um, One of my clients, one night when she was struggling a point, she used the coaching cards that I gave her. She used it as she tried to follow our experience when
Yeah.
we did the
The
coaching
instructions. Yeah.
session. Yeah. So then, on a sudden, because of the questions here, well-structured questions in a coaching EQ coach cards, wonderful questions, well prepared, and a question make the
Aha. She got the
and
aha.
yeah, aha moment.
Yeah.
And
Wonderful.
as you know, it's as
Wonderful.
coach, we did
Yeah.
nothing. Only we asked the question and make the
Yeah.
aha moment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the coaching card sometimes
Wow.
does the same.
Wow. Amazing.
And that night she went sleeping in a relaxed mode and
Okay.
relief.
Peaceful. Yeah.
And in the morning, she called me in a very peaceful manner and voice and thanked. Uh, this is as a coach for me. This is a great presence
Yeah.
for being in this business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
And
it's
the
our
other
clients that
one,
have to do the renewal and
yeah,
change.
the other one,
The
the
biodot.
magical points. Yes,
Absolutely.
biodots. When
I
I
love
use
this.
this in training,
Yeah.
the training stop.
Yeah.
Everyone uh, started to deal with these little things and changing the
Yeah.
colors.
Yeah.
Everyone asking each other, "What's the color? What I am?" And one of an engineer, very sophisticated engineer, told me, "This is brilliant. Now I understand what you mean by saying emotions are chemicals and
Wow.
it's
Okay.
changing. It
Yeah.
is obvious. It
Yeah.
is concrete. I understand. That's simple."
That's
So
wonderful. This
yeah,
afternoon, I have to go and see some engineers. So I'm going to take my biodot and give them a free gift. That's wonderful. Yeah. But
yeah,
isn't that important that to help some of the more rational, focused people who might think, "Oh, EQ, who needs that?" You've given them just with a very simple biodot a way in for them to really accept the philosophy of 6 seconds, the content, the cards, the products, the assessments. That's amazing.
and also these TFA cards for the rational minded people.
Yeah. Okay.
When they touch,
Mm-hmm.
it is concrete as well.
Tangible.
When they are tangible, when
Yeah.
they touch, when
Mhm.
they see the vocabulary, the thoughts vocabulary and the feeling vocabulary, this
Mhm.
is more tangible. This is
Okay.
more
Yeah.
concrete for them.
Yeah.
And to understand
Mm-hmm.
the when we do, when we think, when we feel, when we do,
Mm-hmm.
the equation comes after.
Yeah.
So the result is coming after what we are doing. So
Mm-hmm.
we can change it
Mm-hmm.
by blending the feelings and thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
This exercise giving this idea very obviously, and it is very simple to understand and to adapt their life in
Yeah.
every time, in everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a methodology
Mm-hmm.
by this tool, very simple methodology to use in their normal life.
Amazing.
So they love it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really great. So thinking a little bit about 6 seconds, and we, as you said earlier, we have a philosophy, and I love this word you used a couple of times: adapt, renew, and change, or renew, adapt, and change. But what does the 6 seconds philosophy mean to you, Erdem, in terms
Yeah.
of perhaps your coaching or your life philosophy? How has it influenced you?
Let me answer, including the assessments and tools and the philosophy together, and very sincerely sharing my journey with 6 seconds. I have interested on emotional intelligence since 28, I think,
Hmm.
and I have attended many courses, read books. But then when I search for what else, then I read this quote: emotional intelligence is being smarter with feelings. This is wow.
Mm-hmm.
Simple is the best. If you can say that simple,
Mm-hmm.
that means you have a lot underneath.
Mm-hmm.
So in 20, I think 45 days time, I organized myself and
Mm-hmm.
I was in London in my
Yeah.
first certification program. I did the assessments for myself because the certification program contains that. And in the leadership report, we have 8 competencies, and we called um, we can measure, we can teach and practice and leverage emotional intelligence competencies. And
Mm-hmm.
one of these is recognizing patterns. When I was in the aeroplane, I was struggling with myself and questioning and arguing that
Mm-hmm.
I should have been better on this, but it
Mm-hmm.
is low, blah, blah. And then in the middle of the training, in a process, I have understood it. Aha, okay, the assessment is true. I need to improve.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have started to recognize my patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And after recognizing patterns, I apply consequential thinking. What
Mm-hmm.
is helping me, what is supporting me, what is not. I uh, I I understand what I'm feeling and name them, and I don't suffer from feelings. I'm not struggling that much about the feelings, uh, and then in the when I reached London for the certification program, I was single.
Mm-hmm.
After 1 year later, 1.5 year later, I got married.
Ah.
Then we have a son. Now
Aha.
my wife tells me uh, I have changed in a very positive way in this
Wonderful.
journey.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, for every for besides everything,
Yeah.
uh,
Your
six
own
seconds
renewal.
philosophy
Yeah.
tools and these assessments changed
Mm.
my life.
Yeah.
I used all these tools and assessments to change my life. Thanks,
Mhm.
6 seconds.
Yeah, that's amazing. No, and we thank you as well. As you mentioned before, you've really led your company and team and yourself have really led translation into Turkish for many, if not the majority of the assessments and tools and the products. So you're really helping us to reach a global audience, to have 1 billion people practicing EQ. And of course, you work a lot with organizations. So one of my
Yeah.
final questions before we wrap up is, on this topic of renewal and change, we may be seeing, we're on LinkedIn, so there may be companies watching this as well. So, what are the main changes or renewals that you see within organizations when you do this work with people or through the coaching process that you do?
We have worked with really very important big companies, global companies here in Turkey, American-based, French-based, German-based, and Turkish-based companies
Hmm.
in the rank of 100, 200 ranking companies, the financial sector, the automotive, the um, FMCG, food, beverage, many companies, many sectors.
Hmm.
Um, the um, leaders tell me about emotional intelligence after these trainings and the coaching sessions. The organization got aware of what is emotional intelligence.
Hmm.
Before then, they thought that they know about that, but
Hmm.
after the training, they really get aware of the meaning,
Hmm.
and they get the very constructive, very structured, and very easy to understand and adapt the competencies.
Hmm.
And because it is measured and because they focus where to go, uh, it is really easy for all the participants to move forward.
Hmm.
And they always get us as a supportive tool for them, because we are on, and all the tools are on the supporting part of their journey.
Right.
For the organization, when we use the vital signs model, as you know, it is also very well structured, and it gives a really good picture if we use the assessments to measure where we are and where we go. So all the time, one of the top manager told me, after we use these assessments and tools and getting your trainings and coachings, incremental change between the department's communications before for the engagement of their workers, employees, and the areas specifically mentioned and improve. Which areas we focus and they improve. So in the total climate, more collaborative, more empathic, more open to communication, and encouraged to create the trustworthy work environment to leverage the performance.
Okay. That sounds like an amazing amount of renewal for an organization too, doesn't it? Change, renewal, adaptation. It's been, that's really, really wonderful. So Erdem, thank you so much for your time today. And before we go, I'd like you to just share, how can people connect with you? And they want to find out more about you and your work. How can we connect?
I can write down my email address here.
Yeah, well, I've got your website on the screen here.
Yeah, please, if you have already,
I do.
it would be great.
Yeah.
This is my mail address, and my LinkedIn also is Liv. I appear a lot of time in LinkedIn.
Yes.
Share some writings.
Wonderful.
My LinkedIn address.
So you're on LinkedIn, you're on your website, hayatinritmi.com.tr. And then as you just shared, I share it with the audience here. So Erdem Ercan at hayatinritmi.com.tr as well.
And also my personal website is erdemercan.com.
Okay. Well, yes, your name, erdemercan.com. So you heard it first here today. So Erdem, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate you being part of our 6 Seconds Europe and Preferred Partner Network. And for those interested, you could get in touch with us at 6 Seconds about that. But certainly we appreciate all the work that you've done and continue to do. And thanks for renewing with us. And we really look forward to serving you and for you to serve the community. So have a wonderful afternoon, and thanks for your time. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, David. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.